The Georgia Bulldogs are going to be happy to be physical in camp. That's what Kirby Smart told reporters late last week about the Dogs getting ready for their attempt at winning a third national championship in a row. And one of the things that's really separated Georgia from everybody else, um, certainly in big moments, has been their physicality. Even Alabama lately, Georgia has been um, tougher, more physically imposing, and so forth. And I think the teams, specifically Alabama and Ohio State, that Georgia's had uh, challenging games with or losses to, have been schools that can combine that and also have exceptional quarterbacks. I don't know if there's a combination like that out there this year. We're going to see. There could be. LSU could be that. USC, I don't know. But all of these things are what's separating Georgia right now from other programs or teams. The combination of both the very gifted or skilled quarterback as well as just the nastiness, physicality, whatever you want to call it, of the big men, and in this case, Georgia's entire defense. We've Jalen Carter's gone, Trayvon Walker's gone. Same thing with Jordan Davis and all those big men, Devontae. But whereas Georgia probably does not have a first round player in their front on their defensive line right now for the 24 NFL draft, they still have very good players. And who can match up with Georgia over time, we've not seen a lot of that. I mean, uh, Michigan, that didn't happen. Obviously, TCU, that didn't happen. Alabama, I think it did for a while. I think what happens is Georgia just grinds on you. It just becomes a lot. And that's the part that Kirby was talking about. He says that's the goal of training camp, is to establish physical and mental toughness. How do you do that? You don't go out there and say, oh, please don't get hurt. Football is a tough and dangerous sport, which we practice as smart as anybody in the country. We feel like we have a method that allows us to be physical and tough and also protect our players. We're going to be physical. We're going to go against each other every day, and we're going to compete. I think you get used to the physicality, and it doesn't make you not get hurt. You just get used to the physicality. You get used to guys being rough with one another, and they sort of become conditioned to that. We've got a great offer for you. Our website, if you sign up for August right now, we're going to give you our 2023 preview for free. We are also going to give you 20% off any item at Red Zone. Okay, so any item. If you like this particular T-shirt, the Talk Kirby to Me shirt, if you like the now you can only get this at Red Zone, the retro trucker hat from Georgia's national championship in baseball, you can get that. You can get any item for 20% off from Red Zone, and they're going to throw in a free T-shirt. In addition, I'm going to give you September for free if you sign up today and you've ordered Double Dogs or you've ordered the magazine. So there's any number of ways to take advantage of this situation and get all of our nuanced detail and scoop. I would sign up down below right now while you can. I don't know how much longer I'm going to have the magazines. We're going to see. But if you're used to the physicality of playing at Georgia, if you're used to, if you're Xavier Truss, you're completely normal. It's completely normal for you to go against, Stackhouse every single day in practice. That doesn't hurt your feelings. That's a normal Tuesday. And vice versa. Xavier Truss is a huge person, by the way, if you ever see him. And that's what's coming at you. That's Mims. Those two guys alone. Like, Tate Ratledge is big. He's a big person. But Mims is like I feel like with Mims, he could reach out and touch you from 5 yards away. That's how gifted he is in terms of physicality. And just watching him set up, it's hard for people to go around him. So that's what you're dealing with all the time. That's just those guys. I mean, on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of the other problem is for other teams, other programs, is the speed and the size. It's not just the physicality and the size. Smile Munden and Jamal Dumas Johnson can be very physical. They can be very physical. But what you notice what catches your eyes first is their speed to the ball, their ability to get to the ball. I mean, Kobe Dean was very fast. He was physical too, but when you're getting there and the other person can't go where they want to go as fast, I mean, you don't have to throw them to the ground by yourself. You've got your buddies coming too. And it's all of it. It all adds up for this team. And if you're going to be a particular way, you got to practice that way, or you're not going to be used to it when you need it. Georgia is conditioned to win. And, for a long time, I've talked about how the default setting at Alabama is to win. That's what's going on at Georgia right now. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure how many programs out there are that way right now. Everybody else, in college football is either figuring it out like LSU, is regressing like Clemson, or has not done it yet like Michigan and Ohio State. And if I left somebody out, Florida State, USC, Tennessee, doesn't mean they can't do it, but they're on the periphery right now. They're not the ones who have the ability to start the season with their chest out. I mean, this run at Georgia, where they've lost 3 games in a decade so far, is not by surprise. This has been cultivated, planned, curated, all of that by Kirby. He has had great help along the way from Greg McGarity, Josh Brooks, Jerry Moorhead. Those people have helped him get an indoor practice facility, change the way Sanford Stadium is structured. They're still doing that. That's, I'm trying to remember when the bridge end zone started being changed. I guess it was 5 years ago, maybe. By the time 2025 is around, or 2024, this will be a nearly decade-long process of changing Sanford Stadium to fit the needs of football, like the football program. None of this is by accident. That was done to recruit players. That's how you do it. I don't really no other way to say it. And I think when you start talking about physicality, when you start talking about the mindset, you have to have all those things in place in order to go out and win. And if you don't see that, you don't see the vision. And that's okay. I mean, like everybody, this is not the number one priority of their athletic department. It is at Georgia. And you see that when you see the physicality of Georgia on the field. There's a couple of teams I can remember seeing on the field, and you have to remember the vast majority of my time is spent watching SEC teams on the field. I've seen Ohio State on the field. I've seen Clemson in 2015 or 14. That was 14 on the field. Well, and I've seen them in 21. But there's not a lot of teams that I've seen that have the physical makeup of Georgia's defense right now. South Carolina, with Jadeveon Clowney and all those guys, Yes, that you could see physically they were ready to party. Alabama, just generally speaking, over the last decade, um, I don't know that there's a lot of other people that I can remember being in this position. The 2012 Alabama defense, the Georgia defenses lately, there is a physicality to them that I just have not seen. I mean, Ohio State was in that universe. It just wasn't the same though.